Hi, this is Patrick Henry with Quest Fusion and the San Diego Lifestyle. I'm here today again with Amanda Cascadden from the San Diego Lifestyle for another segment of Baby Boomers versus Millennials. One of the things that we're going through right now in our personal life is we have not subscribed to a paid television service since we moved in early May. So we've basically been getting by with a combination of Netflix and Apple TV, being a so-called cord cutter. This is something I've never done. I've always had a pay TV service, and in fact, when I met Amanda several years ago, she was also a pay TV subscriber. She had DirecTV. And when we decided to move in together, we had DirecTV, and it was essential from Amanda's perspective that we get NFL Sunday Ticket. So we've been doing a little bit of research around pro sports, and are millennials still watching? Amanda, why don't you just tell them a little bit about your opinions about pro sports and the NFL? And Amanda's not the typical millennial or the typical woman, in my experience, based on how much she loves sports and especially the NFL. But I'll let her tell you a little bit about that. Then we'll get into some of these statistics.
Yeah, I do definitely love NFL, and I think that having DirecTV before was essential because you had to have the Sunday Ticket. You had to be able to watch every game, especially when I moved to California. It was like, how am I going to watch the Lions every single time and know what's going on? And they put all the games on different, sections of the screen if need be.
The Red Zone channel.
Yeah, the Red Zone channel. And there's just so many exciting things that are on the paid TV service. So I think it was pretty essential at that point. I was like,
Amanda's also a big advocate and participant in fantasy football. So that also keeps her engaged in pretty much.
I do love fantasy football. I already made a team this year, so I have one team so far. I think you can have up to 25 teams or something on ESPN. So I don't know if I'm going to go that overboard, but I'm definitely going to get another team or two and join in on that. So that's always fun, which is another reason to have pay TV, but again, it's not essential now. It's not as essential now as it was when I first moved here for a few different reasons, but
that's the big debate right now is we have Cox cable TV service for cable modem at the house, so for broadband. In fact, we don't even have a home phone anymore. We just use our cell phones. And we currently don't have a pay TV service, but as we're getting into the NFL season and college football season, I went to Georgia Tech undergrad, thus the shirt, and I went to USC for grad school, so we also enjoy USC football. But this is the big question right now. So getting a little bit of the statistics here. The G-Brief by Urban Ear Creative, so these are people that follow millennial trends and age group trends, had a recent article about pro sports. Are millennials still watching? And just streaming video service itself has become very prevalent amongst the younger generations, especially Gen Z, but also millennials, where cord cutting, formerly having a pay TV service and no longer having it, or what we even call cord nevers. These are people that, since they moved out of their home with their parents, they've never actually subscribed to a pay TV service. They just use streaming services, and many times streaming services on mobile devices. So only 15% of millennials were found to have watched live TV broadcast recently, and that's within the last several months when the survey was taken. Millennials watch video online, with 25% they watch live video online, so even the online stuff is typically recorded. 19% of millennials watch live streaming in real time, just enough to crack the top 10. Gen Z, those under 20 or 21, I think, they're even watching less. So a poll by Navigate Research found that live sports viewing is down 16% among young viewers aged 6 to 17.
That's so interesting.
And it's not that millennials don't want to watch live sports, they just don't want to pay for cable TV service. They want to watch online streaming. They don't want to be subject to subscribing for a bunch of TV channels that
Yeah,
they don't watch.
I don't want to watch, Orange is the New Black and all these other things. I just want to watch NFL and that's it. I don't want to have to pay $85 to watch one thing on one channel. So it's hard now. It's like, should I just join something on my phone where I can watch every game, ESPN or something like that, an app that makes it easy, or should I really subscribe to a whole TV service? I don't know
Yeah,
if
and
that
this
makes
is
sense.
one thing that NFL has not done that NBA has done much more so. Even baseball, even MLB has done a lot more in terms of streaming sports than NFL. I have worked closely with some streaming technology service companies in my former and current life, and NFL actually has a live streaming service internationally. They just don't have it in the U.S. So, and there's big money in the NFL, and big money that they make off of DirecTV as well as some of the other pay TV subscribers. Initially, I thought we wouldn't have to get a pay TV service because there is an NFL app on Apple TV. However, you have to subscribe to a pay TV service to use the NFL app and actually watch games live.
But we do have a restaurant that's 1 minute away from the house, so I think that we could get by on just going to the restaurant or using our phones and streaming it live, or even on the ESPN Fantasy Football, it will tell you, and you can read each play and how many yards they went. So I don't know.
So what do you think? I mean, this is obviously something we're going to have to resolve here in the next week or so because the season starts here pretty soon. If let's put the question two ways. If it weren't for NFL, would you ever subscribe to a pay TV service ever again?
I can't say never again because I don't know. There might be some amazing rock climbing ninja show that combines everything I love that's like, I have to watch that. But
would you have to watch it live, or could you just watch it, as a streaming service?
I think I would have to watch it live.
You would?
If like American Idol came back or something and it was something that, you have to watch that stuff. It's just...
So like The Bachelor
really
or...
Yeah, The Bachelor's huge right now. I think The Bachelor is probably the number one reason why half the people in America right now even have...
Because you have to talk to your friends about it as it's going on.
This is what's going on.
You have to watch it.
Meeting on Sunday night or whenever it's on.
Even though it's actually pre-recorded as well.
That's true.
But it's apparently live. So.
But yeah, I think that it's...
So American Idol, The Bachelor, live sports. So there still are compelling reasons, in your opinion, as a millennial, to still subscribe to a pay TV service.
But millennials are getting busier too, and it's like if I'm going to pay for a service, I'm probably going to just veg out on the couch and watch TV for 6 hours a day. So do I really want to do that? Do I want to have the temptation of watching that one show I love and then having 3 more shows come on after that I also love? Or... you get that few seconds when the episode's over on TV or on whatever where it's like, okay, we're going to the next one, that you can decide, okay, do I really want to sit here and waste an entire day staring at my computer, or do I want to get some work done or something like that? So I think it gives you a better opportunity to like just unhook from it. Whereas if you have a paid TV service, all the ads, all the everything is just sucking you in.
Yeah, I thought I would miss having a pay TV service. I've grown up with it. I've had it pretty much my whole life. And the only thing that I really miss up to this point is ESPN, Sports Center.
Oh, yeah.
So I like watching Sports Center. There are some episodes on Food Network and HGTV that we can't get some of those episodes, but we can still get some episodes of Cutthroat Kitchen. We can still get some episodes of Brother versus Brother. So we're able to kind of get by, and I think we find ourselves watching less TV.
Yeah.
And when we do it, we're watching more movies. We're watching more of that kind of stuff. So I think it is less of a time sink than it used to be.
But now I don't know. Can we really go?
Yeah,
to
can
the
we go without
every week?
the NFL season without TV? We're gonna see. We're going to make a decision about that relatively quickly.
Are we going to spend more on food than it would cost for our cable membership? I don't know.
Well, it isn't cheap. It's a even with having broadband and the special deal that we're getting, it's $85 a month for a pay TV service. With a reasonable number of channels and the channels that you would actually want to watch, plus a $20 equipment charge, plus an installation charge, which drives me crazy. I can't believe I'm an existing customer. They're going to charge me an installation charge to come back out. That alone, just from a principle reasons, I don't want to do it just because of that. It really upsets me. So
I think we should wait as long as possible and see how long.
so
we
we're
can
gonna have to make a decision on it. So shifting gears a little bit, the same thing about live streaming. When cord cutting first started to happen, and I've been in the technology part of the pay TV industry for quite some time. When it started to happen and kind of millennials were emerging, one of the theories was that younger millennials, aren't watching pay TV because they're okay watching things on a small screen on their phone. But once they want to invite their friends over and they have a little bit of money and they want to invite their friends over to watch a football game, of course they're going to get pay TV service. I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think there's an issue or a difference between people that are, say, in their mid-30s versus people that are in their early 20s just because of the amount of money they have? Or do you think there's just a general trend towards streaming and less pay TV?
I don't know if it's even necessarily that as much as it is social media and things like that make you almost not want to have a big group of friends, not want to get together every week for this or that. It's kind of the disease of busyness. So I think as millennials grow up, they're busier. So I think still the trend will stay the same where millennials will want to just stay home and watch something quick on their phone while they're about to go to sleep or whatever. They're going to be more and more busy compared to people that came, before them. They got to that age. Yeah, they'll have more money, but are they really going to want to take that money and spend it on their friends and host a party and have everybody over and get this service to watch this one show? I don't know. Or will everybody kind of watch it on their phones and then message each other or Snapchat the good dunks and the good touchdowns and,
Well, that's a good segue into this whole next section of it. Is the next part of this article talks about the combination of social media and live streaming, and basically they're saying the only major pro sport that's kind of getting it right is the NBA, where there's a lot of stuff, a lot of tweets going on and streaming going on and things like that. And it's amazing, how many people are interacting on a real-time basis while watching streaming programming. I mean, do you do that? Do you text your friends, or I guess it's not texting, but do you tweet your friends and tweet stuff out as you're seeing stuff on a sporting event, or how do you do that?
Personally, I don't watch as much baseball as I do football, but I can see how it'd be easier to do that since the basketball and not football. The basketball, action is so much shorter, so it's a slam dunk or it's an elbow or something like that, where it's for a football play, in order to see a guy running it back 110 yards or something crazy, that's going to take a lot longer to hold down on your phone and do the whole thing.
Although that was, it was more like on Twitter, but the largest burst of Twitter usage actually happened during the Super Bowl last year. Amazingly enough, and people.
I think that has a lot to do with the commercials too, because everybody wants to say this is the funniest commercial and this is the worst commercial, and so I think there's a lot of criticism.
So where do you think the trends are going? Do you think there's going to be a continuation of less people or fewer people watching pay TV and more streaming and more kind of combination of streaming and social media, or where do you think things are going?
I think it will. I think the more things change, the more they stay the same. I think that they'll go away. There'll be less and less people that are getting paid TV services, and then after a while, it will be like the new cool thing again. Like, oh, this person has, pay TV at their house. Let's go there and watch games every Sunday or something like that. And then instead of
so you think it will bottom out, and that the pay TV will figure out something to kind of make it relevant again?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think right now it's not necessarily essential to have paid TV, but I don't know. We'll see how I get halfway through the football season, but maybe 2 weeks in, next Sunday I'll be like, okay, we're getting it, I don't care.
Well, the good news is we can order it at any time. So.
That's true. But I think over time, more and more people will get it after enough people have not gotten it for a while and this is stupid, whatever. And then there'll be some new show or new thing that everybody is like, okay, we have to get it.
I think pay TV is going to have to change. I think they're going to have to do more a la carte. I think they're not going to be able to sell the bundles that they sell right now. I think you already see it as a trend, and they're trying to do that. It's very difficult in the programming agreements that they have and how they make money to, sell channels a la carte.
Yeah.
But with streaming, the more things go to streaming, they're going to have to be competitive with that. And, if you just want to subscribe for NFL, you can just subscribe for NFL. So
Well,
we'll
I
see.
hope- I
We'll be watching. Probably not watching live on TV, but we'll be watching on social media and streaming, and see how things evolve. So, what are your thoughts? Do you think that PayTV is dying? Do you think it will make a comeback? Do you think that a la carte or being able to select particular programs is going to happen?
And do you have pay TV right now in your house, or are you one of those millennials?
Cord cutters or
cool
cord
millennials?
nevers? Cord nevers, I like that.
I love that too. All right, let us
Which
know.
is actually an oxymoron because you have to have broadband to your house unless you're just using a mobile device. You have to have a cord to have broadband to your house. So it actually isn't a cord never if you have cable TV or cable modem service. So at any rate, that's all we have for you today. We will have to decide ourselves if we're going to get cable TV or direct TV here in the next week or so.
Let us know so that you can help us decide.
If you have a vote, that would be awesome. And this is Patrick Henry and Amanda Cascadden with the San Diego Lifestyle.